Yo, what up, y'all? Today is January 2nd, 2023, and this is How Billy Sees It. What's good? Hope everybody's doing well. I think I'm gonna make this a short one. I'm gonna do like a half hour here, unless something comes up and I feel compelled to take it further. But half hour feels about right. Half hour feels about right for now. Thanks for joining me, y'all. Man, I hope you had a great New Year. I hope the first was fantastic. However, typically I watch the ball drop, and this year I didn't watch the ball drop. This year I just chilled with Sheba, had a couple of drinks, had dinner. We were chilling, we were dancing, and then I fell asleep right around midnight. But we didn't even have the TV on, so so I'm not sure how that went down. But it was a good New Year. I felt very present. I felt very personal, and so the ball wasn't key for me this year. Usually, it's a key part of my New Year's experience, and it wasn't this time, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But New Year's is a big time. I know it's a big time for lots of people, lots of changes. Sheba and I did an episode on Saturday on the subject of changes, and I think it was really dope. We got into a lot of stuff about change and mindsets and humanity and the challenge of living and goal setting and what change is. It's pretty legit. And I guess I'll continue a little bit of that today while I do my half-hour episode today. But what I like about New Year's is we do like New Year's resolutions. I'm sure you might have as well. So I hope you've done that, whatever your ritual is for this time of year. Hope you've done that, and I hope that you're excited for all of the positivity and blessings and good things that are to come. Obviously that also comes with each year. The blessings come with all kinds of other realities that we might not categorize as blessings. Blessing is these are states of mind. These are categories that we put things that we deem positive in that category. But the world is the world, and time is time, and reality is reality, and people are people, and events are events. So we need to be ready for the full scope of what 2023 will bring. 2023 will bring. We need to be creative and flexible and find joy and silver linings and find motivation and find lessons in the good and in the hardship and in the difficulty. But one of the things that we do, Sheba and I, every year around this time, we've done it for the last 3 years, we do vision boards. And when I was first introduced to vision boards, I'm a creative, so I didn't shun them. I see some dudes that were really, like, they mock vision boards, and there's this tendency to think that this is something silly. But as a creative, I know how powerful visualization and creation is. So that's not my orientation to vision boards. But as a New Year's Eve ritual, it was kind of foreign to me. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago was the first time I did vision boards in earnest and really took it with some meaning and did it, and got some magazines and cut stuff up and put some stuff on some cardboard paper. And I'll tell you what, man, in 2 years, both times I would say that this capacity to create, to cut up the images and find text, see what sticks out to you as I go through the magazines. Certain words and phrases will pop out, headlines, to cut those out and to create a mural that is tangible and visible, something that I put on my side of the bed on the wall, and I wake up and I see it and I'm reminded of it. I think that has real positive effects. I think that deny that. If you take everything that we've talked about in 2022, we've talked about the power of the mind, we've talked about projections, we've talked about healing, we've talked about how these projections are in fact constructions about the world. Our mind is constructing the world that we perceive and the world that we experience, and it's constructing the positive feelings that we have and the negative feelings that we have. These are all related to different associations and experiences and definitions in the ways that we carve the world out. That this is constructed from within us. And so to be able to start the year off and kind of set the tone and set some intentions and to create something and spend a little bit of time creating it, I think it's deeply powerful and deeply positive. So what we did that night on New Year's Eve, we got some magazines. We got like 10 magazines, and we were cutting stuff out. And I haven't completed the process. Sheba's got further along. I'm gonna do a little bit more probably before I go to sleep tonight, and I intend to finish it by tomorrow. The themes that I've cut out, like I have the pictures and the imagery already set up. The themes that I've focused on have to do with peace, and have to do with nature, and have to do with success, and have to do with happiness and ease and sleeping. Real talk, because I think when I left my old job 2 years ago, I was prepared for work. I was prepared for the difficulty that I was going to have to get into. So my vision board at the time wasn't about ease. It was about getting after it. It was about I needed energy, and I wanted to be focused, and I wanted to be active. I wanted to be very engaged, and that was useful for me. But 2023, this year, I'm going into a period of like an acknowledgement of what we've done so far. We've done so much in the last 2 years. I'm very proud of it, and I just want to like continue along that path, but to also prioritize some of the things that I've that Sheba's had to sort of instill and remind me to do. That is the restful part of things. I'm trying to get into that, man. I'm trying to. I like sleep. I realize it. I put myself in this sort of mindset where I don't, but I do. I enjoy it. I like chilling. I like relaxing. I just like the thoughts. I like drinking coffee with a little bit of Bailey's in there and just sharing ideas and bouncing ideas off with Sheba. We've got Breadlums coming up. So Breadlums is going to be a source for work and creative output. I dabbled in some music in 2022. I'm really proud of and excited about that. And I want to just keep getting better and keep testing myself and challenging myself in that space. So that's going to be work. You're going to look out for that in 2023. More of that. And other than that, man, I want to just rekindle some relationships that I think I've probably allowed to fall off because of the pandemic. And like I said, the hustle, work, and the distance with the pandemic that it's caused us. It was kind of dangerous to travel and such. So I'm amped for that. And that's what 2023 is going to be about for me. And I hope that you have like your own goals and your own assessments of what this next year can be, because as we've talked about, this is all, you're shaping it. We are shaping it. We're shaping this thing. It's these things. It's important to be of a mindset to understand that the world and the events in the world, the politics, the social arrangements, the norms we have, that they aren't just being heaped upon us, that we are also active participants in it, and that we're shaping and molding it. You have the opportunity to press into it and make things work for you. If things aren't serving us, we can dispense with them. If things are serving us, we can lean into them. And that active position and framing is so dope and so important. So for me, at the top of the year, for us, Sheba and I, at the top of the year, these vision boards are a key thing. Do I have mine in here? If I have it in here, I'll show you, but I don't have it in here. Mine from 2022. Yeah, 2022 had mine had The Rock on there. I had Will Smith. I had uh, stuff about working out. I had one big one that stuck out to me was this big phrase that I've said what did it say? Something about be the hero. It's okay to be the hero or something like that. And the reason that was so important to me in 2022 was, a big challenge in the last year was figuring out how to communicate my views in the political realm and with CNN, and recognizing that I have friends in different spaces. I have acquaintances and connections in these different spaces, and how to embrace being a hero is what it was. That's right. And I had this mental block that said, you can't critique that space, not the way you want to. You can't say truths because those truths might offend and put you at odds with certain things. Also, that some of those truths and pushing back against the media and their distortions and the way they ruin things, as far as I'm concerned, like this is the stuff that people do that, like, you look I had a preoccupation that you look corny doing that. You look you're out here, people are looking like, oh, Billy thinks he's what does he think he's doing? And I had to get over that. And I had to push myself through that and say, there's nothing wrong with stating what things are and having a position and holding it, And I'm glad I did that, because at several times there were some difficult points. Things come up in the world, and I see opportunities to point out what I know about the news media, and without that reinforcement, without that decision made at the top of the year of 2022, without that being on a mural, on a visible, tangible piece of art that I have in my bedroom, I'd likely make different decisions, but I was able to reacquaint myself with my values as was stated and created by me at the top of the year. I see it no different than what a lot of companies do. They put their motto, their foundational premise and ideal, up on the wall, very visible in the lobby. It's an important thing. Everybody walks in, they get to see, this is what this company is doing. And as an individual, I mean, legally, the way they've set it up, these companies are people. But as a human, as a person, I think that same kind of creative reinforcement of purpose is a huge deal. And I've talked about sort of the ways I used to motivate myself in college, and putting certain imagery on the wall and messages to self. Vision boards is so key. So that whole segment is me trying to say to everyone who's watching, if you're not a vision board fan, that's cool, but I would totally suggest it, These vision boards are tight. They're great. There's no rules to them. There's no need to be stressed about them. It is simply a creation. I use magazines and paper, and I remind myself throughout the year of who I am, who I said that I am, and what I said I wanted to do, and what I'm set out to do, and to know that I have that right to that, and I don't have to hedge my bets and be careful or avoid X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do this thing. So that was part of 2022. A big part of it was embrace being a hero, and it manifested in me speaking out more. If you follow me on Facebook, I post fairly regularly about the media, and I post fairly regularly about how the media is owning itself, and Fox News in their continued lawsuits, CNN has their own troubles, MSNBC has their own troubles. So so it's all about that. Aaron, what up, yo? You want to make one, son? I would highly suggest it, bro. It's I think beyond the reminder that I'm saying, I think too that process of sitting there and going through the magazines, we don't understand the ways that it like connects things and creates new connections for us and empowers us. Um, we might go into the new year with a bit of uncertainty. This just kind of congeals a narrative for us that we can follow and that we can hold to. It's like a north star, a compass, and it's completely self-driven and self-oriented, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So yeah, bro, get into that. Apart from that, I decided to. I was working out probably like twice a week. I'm about to up that to 5 days a week. 5 days a week. Let's get it. Let's see how long I keep that up. I'm planning to do that for a bit. I'm planning to do that for as long as I can. I'm going to really try to push myself. She was going to support me with that. We're going to work out 5 days a week. I got a bench press, a nice little rinky-dink bench press. I got a bench press from Facebook Marketplace. And some of the screws don't fit fucking perfect. They kind of don't fit, but it's good enough that I can bench. And so I got a dumbbell. I got bench, I can do pull-ups, and I can do hand cleans and a couple other things. And so I have that all down there. And for so long, I was like, man, if only I had some of this stuff. I got it. You got the stuff. But now it's like the question is, will you engage with it the way that you said? Will you meet your own standard? Will you access the potential that is there? So that's for me. That's on me. Today, for the first time, and I want to continue this, I took an intentional cold shower, freezing cold shower. That's another thing that I started this year, and I'm going to see how long I can do it. I hope to get it through the entire year. Maybe not every time I take a shower. Sometimes it's nice to take a nice cold shower. Warm shower. What a privilege to take a warm shower. We take that for granted. I like the cold shower for a number of reasons. It shocks the system. I think it reminds me of the privilege I have when the shower is warm. I just turn a knob and the thing starts to get warm for me, and probably for you too. How lucky are we? This kind of reminder. Also, I think I like to give myself intentional difficulties. The world will constantly give you difficulties. That's the nature of life. Things will challenge you. Things that you thought that were will begin to diminish and decay, and it'll challenge what you thought that was. And things that you want will be out of grasp, and you'll have to do work and all this stuff. But like, things occur. A tree landed on my car right before fucking Christmas. I mean, that's a new expense and a challenge. I'm probably gonna sell the car. We'll figure that out. But to take a cold shower is just a small discomfort that is within my control. To have control over my discomforts, to have control over my challenges. You don't have control over all of them, but to take the reins on it, that's what I'm doing there. So workouts, cold showers, trying to walk more. We're starting this thing where we read about the value of sunlight early in the morning. Felt pretty good this morning. Got up, made sure I got out on the porch and just sat out there and just looked at the trees and listened to the birds and took that in. Thankfully, it's like not too cold right now. If it was freezing, that would be less nice. But to sit out there and not be at this computer working with all these lights and all this stuff. So these are just some of the steps I'm taking that I think I want to carry out through the rest of the year. And they're just subtle ways to have control over my day, especially at the beginning of the day. I don't know about you, but I know I start off, I'll hit the snooze on the joint and wake up at 9, 10, and then I might take another hour sitting at the computer, checking stuff, just messing around, catching up on updates on things on the news and whatnot. That's all a waste of time. That's a waste of time. It also puts me in a different mood. Some of the news is just fuck me up and get me really upset, or get me down. I'm trying to think about all these problems. I want to get up. I want to do a workout. I want to challenge myself physically. Then I want to take a shower, a cold shower, kind of awaken myself. Whoa, you're alive. It's cold. Wake up. Get into it. Go outside, enjoy a little bit of nature. If I do all that, that should take about, a half-hour workout, blah, blah, blah. At the end of it, I can take like an hour of this kind of like thing, come up with a ritual and a system, and I should be good, yo. And I'll jump in. And today was like that. Oh, the other thing is I'm waking up at 6:30. 6:30 is my wake up time. Is the latest that I'll wake up. So watch out for that. Keep me honest, yo. I'm gonna keep coming on here, and I'm gonna keep updating people, and I want to see that I keep that going. Let's see how it goes. But these are all personal choices that are 100% for me, and they're based on my understanding of human physiology generally and human psychology generally, and then my own shit. And that's what you're aiming towards, I think, in terms of creating a system for self. I said this on SMC on Saturday with Shiba, but I saw an ad from this conservative guy named Dennis Prager, and PragerU, it's like whatever. Anyway, he's in the ad, he's arguing that people should not find themselves. Don't find yourselves. These are quotes. Don't find yourselves. You should have a New Year's resolution, but don't find yourself. Don't waste your time finding yourself, is what he said. And you see these people all commenting underneath, and they're all in support of that. And Prager, part of his thing, apart from being like a political conservative, he has a religious bent to him. He's a Christian guy who wants to defend Christianity, and he's mindful of, he wants you to say Merry Christmas and all that stuff. And it's just so interesting as a self-proclaimed religious leader to be in a position of telling people not to find themselves, not to do that work for self-discovery. Seems pretty absurd to me. Seems counterproductive. It seems like the goal then, like he wants you to know, instead of you figuring out your own self, he's going to tell you your value. So, he tells you instead that you should build yourself instead of finding yourself. Build yourself. Become stronger. Improve your status. But these are all, what status? Become stronger how? What should you build on? Based on what? If you don't do that, if you don't have that personal self-reflection, and you don't create your narratives and your story and your daily routine around yourself, then you leave open, like, it's at the whims of the external judgments. And so you have to build yourself based on the judgments of whatever. So you have to check your status based on your income and on your title, and become a better worker, become a better employee, shit like this. And that's obviously bullshit. Rebecca Bex, what up? She says, morning rituals, routines are life-changing. I'm sleeping with my phone outside my room in 2023. Hell yeah, starting my day without tech. I fuck with that, Bex. That's key. That's major key. Yeah, whenever I'm in the bed scrolling through the phone, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, and it takes me a couple of moments, and I put it away, because that's definitely not something I want to do. We don't have a TV in our bedroom either, and that was intentional. Just to have that space, be for the sexy times and for the sleep, you know, and for the healing and for the peace. It's not about media. It's not about being mediated or entertained from some external uh, corporate source or anything. You know, we're gonna use this space is for us to love ourselves and to orient ourselves to ourselves. You know, so that's all part of 2023 for me, and I'm feeling good with it. Um, Cold showers, 6:30 wake up, work out 5 days a week, get some nature time in the morning before I do anything else, and then get out the day, yo, and have fun and find peace. And I wish the same for all of you, everyone who's on here, yo. Sheebs and Bex and Aaron. And damn, that's already 30 minutes, yo. That's pretty quick. But I fuck with that. I'm gonna keep it chill, y'all. I'm gonna keep it 30 minutes. I'm gonna get off. Thanks again, y'all. If you haven't, check out Saturday Morning Cartoons. The episode on changes was fantastic. And Sheba yesterday, she did New Year's Nonsense was the name of her. She just went stream of consciousness. She just went off and just like was hitting some stuff as well. She talked about her insights on New Year's and her sense of what it all means. So check that out. That's my awesome wife. Yo, that's it, y'all. Thank you very much for checking in. This has been How Billy Sees It. I'll be on next week, and I hope you have a great week. I hope you're having a great start to the year, and peace and love, y'all.